Hey everyone, Spicy Toes Gaming here. Hope you're having a great start to your week so far, and I hope this video can make it a little bit better. Since it is the start of the week, it's the start of new weekly adventures. So let's see, we have a 1.5, a 2, and a 3.5 star adventure. For the 1.5 up against Caitlyn, we have Lingering Shadows. When a unit dies, grant a random unit in that player's hand 1/1. Now, this is really good for all of the Shadow Isles decks because they all have units dying all the time already. Also very good for Misfortune and Gwen specifically, because they're summoning ephemeral units every round that will also die. Can also be decent for like Poro King, because he has a lot of units die as well. And then you can further double down on this by going with some of the relics that also give you benefits from unit dying, such as like Corrupted Star Fragment, Succubus Brand, Disciple of Shadows, and then the new relic, which I'm somewhat forgetting the name of right now, but it does 3 damage to the entire board when you play your champion. All of those could also benefit from your own units dying and just further double down on this power. Next up then for the 2-star up against Karma, we have On Guard, round start, create a fleeting single combat in all players' hands. This is essentially Garen's 2-star power. Now this is really good for pretty much everyone, although if you are a deck that you want to keep your units safe, you will have to watch out because now the enemy is getting free removal every round. This is really good for like Kayn and Aatrox, because they still want to get some of those strikes off, but they don't normally have this. So it's fine for Garen, but you already are making a single combat every round anyway, so it doesn't make that big of a difference. But Kayn and Aatrox just helps out a good amount, as well as Tahm Kench. All of those just helping you getting your strikes off, either helping your scaling or getting some more cost reduction going. Now with this, you normally want to save your 2 mana to try to counter the enemy, and you normally kind of want to essentially play a game of chicken. You wait for the enemy to play theirs first, and then you counter. Because if you try to play this on an enemy unit, they will then play it on their same unit, killing one of your other units you didn't want to get strike. So often wait for the enemy to play theirs first, and then counter with your own single combat. Otherwise, they will do the same to you. Strength and Swiftness, the foe's units have quick attack, so that will be a little annoying, something to be aware of. Just try to make sure you have some of those bigger, beefier units, so that it doesn't matter that the enemy has quick attack, your units will still be strong enough to survive and then hit back, killing the others, which is still going to synergize well with the On Guard, because if you go someone like Kayn or Aatrox, your units are normally pretty big, and so they should be fine for surviving here. Last up then for the 3.5 star, Butcher's Block, plunder all units, have plunder, grant me 1/1. This is fine, but really not that big of a deal for both you or the enemy. Like, if you want to benefit from this, you can go for some of the more plunder-heavy decks, or decks that are really trying to hit the enemy nexus, so like Gnar, Misfortune, Jinx. Really, though, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Withstand, round start, grant the foe's unit 1 extra health. Again, really not that big of a deal. Yes, the enemy will scale up slightly every round, but I find this normally doesn't really make a difference. Last up then, the Vicious Enemy, making everything harder. Overall, I think this is a pretty easy one for a 3.5 star. Now, maybe the bosses in here are very difficult, we'll have to see. But just from the modifiers, this looks like a very easy 3.5 star adventure. Overall, this week is kind of just fine. I think we've seen the modifier from Caitlyn fairly often. And then the modifiers with Karma are just okay, they're not overly interesting. And then the ones for Victor are pretty boring. So this week really is just fine in my opinion. Not really great or interesting, but at least it's not overly annoying either. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think of these weekly adventures. And then if you have any tips to help out your fellow players, definitely list those down below. Alright, I hope you all have a great day and a great rest of your week.